Hello everyone, I am the Vanguardian Tome, and I will be explaining the basic game flow. So a game starts with people having 5 cards in their hand and a grade 0 on the Vanguard circle at the start of the game. I'll be starting the explanation from turn 2 for reasons that will be explained a little later in the video. So let's begin. So we'll start with the draw phase. In a draw phase, you draw 1 card from the top of your deck to your hand. Next is the ride phase. The ride phase is when you would take a card from your hand that is 1 grade higher than your current Vanguard and place it on the Vanguard circle. So in this case, since the Vanguard is a grade 0, you would take a grade 1 from your hand and place it on the Vanguard circle. So next we enter the main phase. This is when most abilities are activated and you can call units from your hand to the rearguard circles as a rearguard. So here I called 1 grade 1 unit from my hand to the rearguard circle on the right, in the front. And you cannot call rearguards that are higher grade than your Vanguard. Next comes the battle phase. The battle phase is when you attack the enemy, either their rearguards in the front row or the Vanguard. If you attack the Vanguard, he will receive damage, and if you attack the rearguards, they will be retired. So right now I'm attacking with my rearguard at the Vanguard of the opponent. And now the attack will hit. So now the opponent's Vanguard takes damage. So then you take the top card of your deck and then place it in the damage zone. When you take damage, you check for a trigger. There are 5 different types of triggers. The 5th one coming into existence as of May, with the beginning of the V series. So the first type of trigger is a stand trigger. A stand trigger stands a rear guard. It cannot stand the Vanguard, but it stands 1 rear guard and gives it 10,000 power, or any other unit. A heal trigger lets you recover 1 damage and then give 1 unit 10,000 power. You can only recover damage if you have more damage than your opponent, or equal damage. The next trigger is a critical trigger. The critical trigger adds +1 critical to any unit you choose and gives 1 unit 10,000 power. Critical increase is the amount of damage you deal to the Vanguard when an attack hits. So if you increase the critical by 1 on the attacking unit, the Vanguard will take 1 more damage. The next trigger is the draw trigger. When you activate this trigger, you get to draw 1 card from your deck and give 10,000 power to 1 unit. The final trigger is the front trigger, which has been introduced with the start of the V series. This trigger adds 10,000 power to all units in the front row. So now we are checking the damage trigger for the attack, and there is no trigger, so no effect is applied. Now I'll attack with my Vanguard. When my Vanguard attacks, it also does a trigger check, which means that you flip the top card of your deck, and you flip the top card of your deck and then you check for a trigger. But this comes after the guard phase. In the guard phase, the opponent is allowed to place down a card to defend himself. The card's shield value is added to the Vanguard's power. The opponent has placed a 10,000 power shield onto the field. Therefore, the shield plus adds 10,000 power to the Vanguard. which makes it 17,000. So if I get a trigger, the attack will hit, but if I do not get a trigger, it will not hit. So now I check for the trigger, and I do not get a trigger, so the attack does not hit. After I do the trigger check, the card is added to my hand. And then the card that was used to defend the Vanguard is then placed into the drop zone. The final phase is the end phase. This is when all boosts normally end on units, and any effects such as locks or end. And that's about it. So I'll see you guys in the next video.